Morning, hello, and welcome to this live edition of Avero. Today we have some really esteemed and cool guests with us from Oracle. We're going to talk about all things Oracle Cloud, Oracle in the public sector, and uh, get into a meaningful discussion on where Oracle is positioned in the market and all the things they're doing in local government, special districts, higher education, and such. My name is AV. I'm the founder and CEO at Avero. We go live every week and bring content like this to our audience, and it then gets published on our YouTube channel. So please check it out and interact with us on different avenues. The chat box is open. Today we'll follow a slightly different format where we won't necessarily get into chat questions, but after the fact, we will respond to comments as appropriate in our on our LinkedIn. So with that, I'm gonna let our esteemed guests introduce themselves. Justin.
Yeah, hi, AV. Good morning. And I'm Justin Apotheker. I'm the Group Vice President for Oracle's State and Local Government Applications team, and excited to be here today.
Thank you. Nick.
All right. Hi, AV and audience. My name is Nick Campisi. I'm the Group Vice President of our Solution Engineering organization for what we call regulated industries, making up healthcare, higher ed, state and local, and federal governments.
Jacquelyn.
Thank you, AV, and thank you for having us today. My name is Jacquelyn Flickinger, and I lead our public sector industry strategy team here at Oracle.
Excellent. And I've known you folks from multiple different avenues, and I've always enjoyed our interactions. So it's really thrilling to have you on. So let's start with why we do these live streams. Primarily, the focus is on bringing education industry trends to our audience and to our prospects and clients. Avero wants to be the sort of clearinghouse of information for clients, and also we want our vendor partners and providers to give us the latest and greatest information that they're working on. And you guys are all just fresh off of Cloud World, so I'm sure there's new and exciting stuff to talk to us about. But I want to start with market trends, where the market's going. I've been in this industry for close to 20 years and have seen it shift from on-premise, building your own software stuff to now really exciting things in the cloud. So what shifts in the public sector patterns have you noticed, and how is Oracle evolving to meet the needs of more tech-savvy and budget-conscious sort of clients?
Yeah, I'll take that one, AV. I mean, I would start by saying that we're seeing some of the highest levels of activity and volume that we've ever seen in state and local government. It feels like every sub-vertical, whether it's local government, special districts, state government, K through 12, what have you, it feels like everybody's trying to modernize their legacy or on-premise finance and HR systems at the same time, right? So the good news for us at Oracle is like we're as busy as could be, which is great, but we have to be very intentional and be sure that we're prioritizing our opportunities, right, and ensuring that we're expending the right resources on the right opportunities, where we know Oracle will be a good fit, right, where we know our prospects will be able to maximize value and drive impact from an Oracle solution. But that said, I think some of the trends that we're seeing, and I'm sure you're seeing similar trends, but most governments are evaluating both finance and HR, what we call a full suite together. The majority of prospects are working with third-party advisors like yourself, and conducting a thorough RFP and software demonstration evaluation process. But I think some of the shifts that we're seeing is customers are really looking to better understand how emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning will enable them to automate their business processes, right? Which will in turn enable them to save time and money, which will also, improve their employee user experience. So I think those are some of the biggest trends that we're seeing right now currently in the market.
Yeah. So with that said, Justin, where in the public sector, legacy systems are king, and legacy systems could be anywhere from homegrown systems to a previous implementation of Oracle or whichever large system. how are you guys helping clients overcome technical debt and move towards modernized solutions? Because when you go and sell cloud solutions, their client infrastructure may not always be in the place where it can take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think our solutions are built from the ground up, all on Oracle. And our solutions have, because of the breadth and the depth of our product, our ERP and HCM cloud, we're really able to allow customers to reduce the number of third-party applications that they're running.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, right, that allows them to reduce, by reducing those systems or limiting those systems, all of the costs associated with those systems. So the labor to maintain them, the hardware to run them, the infrastructure that it runs on, the database, what have you, they can eliminate all of those costs, which it's the accumulation of all of those cost components that create technical debt with our customers. So by consolidating on Oracle, on our ERP and HCM cloud, everything is built from the ground up, all in Oracle. It's all in our own infrastructure. And again, because of the depth and breadth of the applications, they're able to consolidate many of their business applications all on Oracle.
So can you give us some specific examples of how digital transformation has happened in the public sector under Oracle? And then I'd be curious to know how you're measuring success for transformation.
Yeah, I mean,
we take that one, or you want to take it?
Yeah, that would be great, Nick.
Yeah. So first of all, AV, what I would tell you is that we have many customers, over 180, that are leveraging our cloud applications where they have modernized and gone through a digital transformation. So we have many to choose from to talk about, but I will talk about one in particular, which is City of Atlanta. City of Atlanta transformed their organization back in 2019 before the pandemic. And it was a very smart decision from their perspective. They would tell you that if we wouldn't have transformed when we did, when the pandemic hit, they really would not have been able to operate as a city as they normally would. And the reason being is because their legacy applications wouldn't allow them to work in a remote environment, mostly because either the legacy applications or the way they had technology set up in their current environment just didn't allow for an easy transition for something like that to happen. So that was the big thing that they would tell you. But I would also say that going live is not the only measure of success, and being able to remote workly is not the only measure of success. And Atlanta would tell you the same. What really is the measure of success is them extracting value out of the applications for their organization. And that comes in many different formats. We do what we call business value realization studies. What that entails is we try to identify what were their business processes before they started their digital transformation. Then we require them to be live for a year post go live, so that you can then do a side-by-side comparison to understand true value received from our applications. And they did that. And they saw many different things that they received by making that digital transformation, whether it was reducing third-party applications because our cloud applications would support what they needed to do from a business operation perspective, all in one environment. It was also in improving their business operations, meaning efficiencies of processes and things of that nature, automating what they do in a day-to-day procedure. So those things all happened. And what the city results were is they received over $6 million in savings from an IT cost perspective alone, just from that perspective. But they also had many other improvements, whether, like I mentioned, business process improvements. They used to have a lot of manual transactions. They went to 100% online transactions for all HR, which was fantastic. They have over 9,000 employees, so that was a huge improvement to their operations, being able to do everything online. They also saw like a 78% reduction in invoice processing because of some of the automation we provide within our applications. They also reduced the time that it took to produce their ACFR and their budget book by over 75%. And they also improved payroll processing with having 85% reduction of off-cycle checks. Those are just a few little nuggets from the business value realization that I think are important, especially that most public sector organizations care about, because those are highly intensive business processes that when we automate it and leverage a digital transformation with our cloud applications, it can really improve an organization's processes. So that's just one example. I have many others, but that one hopefully will hit the mark and give a good idea for what we can do.
It really does.
Yeah, and I wanted to offer one more customer story because this is so important. Because really our success and our long-term growth of our Oracle Cloud customer community is really the success of our customers. And one of our other customers that has achieved a lot of success, not only through implementation, but post go live as well, like Nick was sharing with City of Atlanta, is the City of Tampa as well. They had a quick on time, on budget project in 10 months going live, big bang on finance and HCM. And that is a little unheard of. Normally we see customers not being able to dedicate the kind of resources to go so quickly, but the strong governance structure and their willingness to adapt to best practices really helped set such a strong foundation for their future as an Oracle Cloud customer. They really had a tone from the top that they wanted to take the opportunity to simplify and streamline their processes. And that's how they were able to go through the implementation so quickly, because they really took a lot of time to prepare for their implementation, empower their users to change their business processes. And like Atlanta, post go live, it is not success at go live that we're looking for as a company. We want customers to have a roadmap post go live to implement new modules, implement new features, and take advantage of the quarterly innovation that we deliver for our customers.
Those are some great stories. And what stuck out to me is the business value assessment. We are also very business process forward. Like, why are you doing this and what is the outcome you're looking for?
Yes.
And 99% of the time, it's not a technology project. What are you going to get out of it in the end? And the second thing that stood out is go live. We always tell our clients it should be a non-event. Like you've had several gates in between that you've tested this thing out. And again, from an what outputs and what outcomes are you looking for, and then go live becomes a non-event. So wonderful stories. That brings me to like the product roadmap, right? Oracle, like you said, Jacquelyn, there's always quarterly releases and improvements. Can you share a little bit about I'm going to use a buzzword here, I know it's the next big thing, AI and automation. How does Oracle think about AI? How is it reflected in the product roadmap, particularly for public sector, and when can they expect new features? Because I'm speaking at ICMA, by the way, on Monday. For those that are going, come see me on AI in the public sector. What can people expect on this on the ground?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So it's important to note, AV, that at Oracle, we're not only an applications company, but we're a world-class, best-in-class technology company, right? And granted, we're providing business solutions to our customers, but because we're a best-in-class technology company, we're really uniquely positioned to build our applications from the ground up, all on our own technology, right? So what does that mean for our customers? It means that we can innovate faster than anybody in the industry because everything is all on our own stack, right? We don't have to rely on any third-party infrastructure companies or third-party AI tools to offer our solution to our customers. We spend over $7 billion a year annually in R&D in our cloud solutions, which is more than the annual revenues of many of the competing companies in the industry, right? So much of that R&D spend is invested in continued innovation through artificial intelligence that we embed directly into our applications. And again, by embedding them directly into the applications, customers don't have to build the AI models themselves, and this allows them to automate and streamline their business processes. So, but Nick, I'll kick it over to you if you want to talk about a little bit about some specific AI use cases with some of our government customers.
Yeah, sure, no problem. As Justin was just alluding to, we introduced AI in our applications back in 2017. So we've been doing AI machine learning for quite some time. Most people don't realize that because we didn't, I guess, really make a big deal about it. But in the recent history, obviously, AI machine learning has become much more important across the board from a technology perspective. What I would tell you is that our AI machine learning capabilities offer three kind of key functions. One is it automates business processes. Two, it can create content. And three, it predicts outcomes. And the combination of those three things are they are applied in different ways in business transactions within our applications. And just to mention a couple of them, I'll talk about automation first. Is we have in our invoice process automation, literally a vendor only has to email a image of their invoice to the customer, and our application will automatically pick it up and consume it and produce it within the application itself with no manual data entry. And we're able to do that because of the way it recognizes the image, but also through AI machine learning. Let's say the image wasn't perfect the first time. As a user within the system starts to correct something that may have not been accurate, the AI machine learns over time. So your hit rate dramatically increases, therefore improving that business process every step as you go, if you will. And so it's always learning, always improving the hit rates, always making it more automated. So that's one example of process automation. Another example is that I'll talk about is creating content. And if you think about on the HR side, performance management, and if you've ever been a manager or any managers that are out there, when you go through a performance review, it's a pretty significant task. It usually is pretty manual, and it takes a lot of time and effort for you to collect your thoughts and document them so that when you provide that back in the system to the employee, they know what they need to improve upon or where they're doing a great job, et cetera. Well, we have what we call generative AI within the performance management application, where based on the data that it collects throughout the year, it can automatically produce what it thinks you should be representing back to as your performance review of that employee. Now, what's great about our AI machine learning is that, yes, we always provide you what we think you might want to do through AI machine learning. However, the human always has control over what ultimately gets committed to the application. So our generative AI would give them a starting point, and then the manager would review what the performance elements that it said you should include, and then they can make any modifications and then ultimately submit it back to the employee to complete the process. So that's an example of where we generate content. And then the last example I'll give is through our analytics. We actually can proactively monitor key business or key performance indicators of how you're operating. And what's great is that within that, it can put it in natural language. So even if you're looking at a chart, it can explain what that chart is trying to tell you. And what I'll take it an even step further, where we truly automate a business process. And I'll use this in context of a public sector entity. Let's say you're preparing for a board meeting. There are certain reports you want to include. And in those reports, you want to include the narrative that explains what's within that. Well, what's great is you can take from our analytics that exact information and create a PowerPoint from it. So we truly automate not only with AI machine learning in the three examples that I just gave you, but the entire business process with some of the things that we can allow you to do with it. So that's just a couple of examples. I'll turn it back over to you, AV.
No, it sounds like, it's like the smart city revolution, right? That was the buzzword a few years ago, still remains so, but some of these cities were already smart. They didn't know about it. So I actually did a presentation somewhere. You might already be smart. So
maybe I think that's just a couple of use cases, right?
yeah.
We actually have hundreds of generative AI use cases that are embedded directly in our applications. So we're just scratching the surface on this call today.
Yeah. That's awesome. So specific to state and local governments, which are our clients, in product offerings, how do you cater to smaller or how do you scale between the tailor-made features or services that cater to specifically smaller municipalities or larger state-level projects?
Yeah. So
You want to take it, Jacquelyn?
Yeah, I can take that one because I want to talk a little bit about what we do as a strategy team to influence the product roadmap for our public sector customers. So before joining Oracle, I actually came from a customer. I was a controller for a mid-sized city, and was one of the early adopters of cloud. Started our project in 2017, so back when Oracle had just a few customers. So I can tell you firsthand how many different industry specific enhancements that have gotten into the product that benefit everyone. All of our customers are able to take advantage of the same innovation and enhancements, whether they're small or large. And the great thing about Oracle is you don't have to implement everything, right? You can implement when it is ready for your organization as your needs change, as your requirement change. The technology is there and the functionality is there for you to configure in your environment and use. So at Oracle, we communicate to our customers and get enhancements through one main source, which is our Cloud Customer Connect. It's a great resource of information. We really want to listen to our customers, and that's where 80% of our new enhancements come from. So that website not only is our customers' gateway to product development, but also free training, events, our product roadmap, transparent enhancements, and release notes that's there. But we also know that there are industry-specific requirements of public sector agencies that we really want to advocate for our public sector customers. So we've also created a public sector community group that we meet on Zoom every month. And we were actually preparing for our presentation next week, which is a update of all of the new features that have been delivered within the most recent releases. So we are constantly advocating and making sure that industry-specific requirements are available within our customers, have them upvote ideas together because we know that we're stronger as a customer community together, but also have them learn from each other too. Since all of our customers are on the same version, they get all of the enhancements at the same time. We like to showcase customers and what they're doing in their environments in that group so they can learn, communicate, and connect with each other because everyone benefits from the innovation that Oracle delivers in their product.
That's awesome. And as a follow-up to that, there's public sector agencies, they often, especially the clientele that we work with, you implement Oracle and then there's the data to manage, of course, it's the cloud, but they also want to use it for predictive analytics and smarter decision making. How does your product suite or your the things you just talked about in AI, how do they allow for better and smarter decision making?
Yeah, I'll take that one. In terms of data management, we offer, again, because we're a technology company, right? And I keep coming back to that theme, but it allows us to build our own tools, and we actually offer a tool called Enterprise Data Management. The acronym for that is EDM. But that's a tool that allows our customers to clean and manage their data right before they feed it into their new modern ERP system. But AV is as the old saying goes, right? Garbage in, garbage out, right? So we work very closely with our customers and their systems integrator during their implementation to ensure that they have a solid data integrity strategy, right? So I think that is paramount and first and foremost, right? When deploying analytics and reporting tools, it's so critical that you have that quality data. But as far as analytic tools, we have a solution that's called Fusion Data Intelligence, and that is embedded into our just like our AI is embedded directly into our applications. And again, I keep coming back to this, but because we're a technology company, we're able to do that, right? Without having to rely on any third-party analytics solutions. We don't have to acquire any companies that have an analytics solution to round out our product. So again, I think Oracle is uniquely positioned in that regard. Additionally, if customers want to not only do reporting and analytics on their direct ERP and HCM system, but if they want to do like mashups with other applications, third-party applications, we have the ability to connect and like a true data warehouse solution with this product to connect to third parties, right? So that they can do mashups and do analytics against other applications. And again, I keep coming back to it, but because we're a technology tool that allows us to use our own integration tools that we offer to our customers to make those connections to those third parties.
So,
and at the end of the day, we want to make sure our employees that are interacting with our applications, right, that's a simple, easy to use environment and provides them the data that they need to complete their job. So even within the Oracle applications, depending on the user you are, it's going to give you a different analytic and dashboard and information that's going to be relevant to you. So if you're a controller, you're going to see the month-end close information and what you have to do from a journal perspective to close your books. So we really try to tailor the application to the specific user based upon their security and the modules they're going into. So what they need to action that day is right in front of them. Notifications is also a great way. We want to bring the information to them, whether that be within the applications or even email, right? Or setting reports that email to the user, depending on the data that would be most important to them. So they immediately can have access to the data and be able to make better decisions.
Hey, Jacquelyn, I love the fact that we're fellow accountants or ex-accountants.
Can you tell? I didn't tell you why
I
told you I was an accountant, but still a CPA and cannot get the accounting brain out of my mind.
I never worked as an accountant, but I trained hard to be an accountant. Then I realized I didn't want to be one.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, you said something earlier that stuck out. Interoperability between applications or even non-Oracle applications, right? Best of breed solutions is another buzzword these days. How do you guys approach that, and how do you offer interoperability in what sense between Oracle and non-Oracle products?
Yeah, AV, I'll take that one if that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people know about our user conference that happens once a year, but we just had what we call Oracle Cloud World. It just happened last week, or week before last, I should say. And anyway, as part of that, if you were able to watch the keynote from Larry Ellison, he talked specifically about this. And as Oracle, we expect that customers are going to want options and they're going to have multi-cloud environments. So that we expect that that's going to happen. And what's great, and what you would have heard from Larry, is that we announced the ability for customers to use our premier database, the autonomous database, and you can run it on Microsoft Azure, on Google, on AWS, really your choice as to what you want to do. And that's kind of an example of technology where we try to be open for what we know customers may want to do, and they can leverage the great technology and the great applications we provide in the way that they want to do it. And the second thing that kind of goes to the second part of what you asked is, if you look at any state and local government entity, they have a fairly large application architecture, many different third-party applications that they may have to do. Oracle provides a lot of capability, which is fantastic. We provide the most broad and deep cloud application in the industry, to be honest with you, compared to any other vendor. However, there's still areas that we don't have functional capabilities in where you will need a third-party system. And in those situations, our applications, as Justin mentioned earlier, we are built on top of all of our technology. So we're built on top of our platform as a service and on top of our infrastructure as a service. And why is that important? Because it allows our applications to interoperate with any other application that you may need to, because within our platform as a service, not only do we do things like allow you to extend the applications or have specific security that you want to set up, but it also allows for integrations. And it is an enterprise integration platform with what we call Oracle Integration Cloud Service that allows us to interoperate with any other application that you would need to.
That's pretty impressive. And I guess that's differentiating you from the competition too. And by the way, before we go on, I want to remind the audience that we are independent third party with no affiliations to any vendors, including Oracle. So this is all from a third party perspective in to benefit our prospects and clients. So let's talk a little bit about differentiation from your competitors. You guys have a long-standing reputation as a cloud ERP provider. What makes Oracle's public sector offering stand out from everyone else that you're going out to battle with in the market?
Yeah, so I'll take that one as well, AV. And it starts with kind of what we just left off with. Oracle providing the full stack of what a customer would need, from applications to platform to technology. That is just a unique differentiator of ours. And the reason it's unique is because our applications literally can take advantage of all the technology underpinnings. We don't code to like a common denominator because we need to work with many different types of technologies to run our applications. We truly own the tech stack, and that's what differentiates us. Not only does it allow us to leverage all the technology underpinnings, but whenever new technology trends show up and we take advantage of those, our applications can immediately, why I talked about earlier on AI machine learning, and that we've been doing it since 2017. That just speaks to exactly what I just described. We can introduce those new technologies as they advance. We can introduce the new advancements to them. Something else that I didn't mention before was AI agents. At Cloud World, we introduced the fact that we're bringing 50 AI agents in the next 3 updates of our application that customers are going to get free of charge as part of what you own with our applications. That is a great example of how we're, again, leveraging technology trends or changes, and immediately when our technology takes it, it can be embedded within our applications. So that's something that's really great. But in addition to that, specifically in our applications, you asked about what differentiates us from a governmental perspective. What I would tell you is that we have unique capabilities specific for governments and the government industry built directly within our applications. So if you think about accounting, we have the ability to handle multiple bases of accounting without an organization really doing anything. You enter the same transaction. That one transaction can be represented in multiple bases of accounting. So if you need to do it, if you're a utility and you need to do FERC accounting, you don't have to do anything special. It can literally represent the same information the way you need to, whether it's FERC, whether it's modified accrual, or whether it's full accrual accounting. It can represent those bases of accounting without you doing anything special. So that's really a time saver and something that's unique within our applications. But we also offer other governmental things like governmental accounting and labor distribution. Or if you think about specific things within payroll, and you have highly complex payrolls in state and local government typically, especially with FMLA law for police and fire that we can handle. But it's also around union support. So a lot of those things are just built within our applications. They're configurable to the needs of your organization, but they differentiate us because of the capabilities we provide that are government specific. And the last thing that I'll mention is that not only we do that with what you would consider as core back office applications like ERP, supply chain management, human capital management, but we also have some purpose-built applications. And so a purpose-built application that we deliver for state and local government is our permitting and licensing application. And that handles what you would think, permits that people would need to do, inspections, business licenses that people want to have so they can operate business in a certain jurisdiction. But all of that is there and compliance around it. So yes, we do all the standard back office capabilities, but we also have some unique areas where we built purpose-built applications specific for government.
And the permitting app is new. That's the Opal.
It is. It's Opal. It's been around for about 5 years. We have organizations that are utilizing it today. and we're continuing to see great growth from it.
Awesome. So how do you, keeping up with the differentiating theme, let's talk about post deployment phase, and we sort of touched on it earlier on what go live means and what happens after. Can you talk a little bit more about that specific item?
Yeah, I can start and feel free to chime in here. But post go live support is obviously very important to us at Oracle, and we want to see our customers exposed to not only Oracle support, how to submit support tickets, how to escalate, how to get help throughout the implementation. Oracle has no shortage of documentation out there, whether it be the Oracle books, Oracle training. We offer Oracle Learning Explorer, which is free training available to our customers. We offer Customer Connect, which I was talking about, which is a way in which our customers can not only interact with one another, but also get questions answered through Oracle development and Oracle employees as well. We also offer day 2 offerings for customers that want a little bit of help from a post-go live perspective to implement new features or help them kind of round out their support organization. You know, a big change that customers need to be prepared for as they go to cloud is it's not those big upgrade projects. All that they might delay for 5-10 years, or our approach aging out of their support. They want to stay up on the new features that are delivered. They want to make sure they're taking advantage of what they purchase, all the technology, all the innovation, try out some of the new AI features that come. So we really do deliver a lot of different options that are available for our customers. Of course, we like to see a combination of not only IT support, but business support. One of the great things about cloud is it empowers the super users in finance and HR to be able to make small configuration changes, implement new features, troubleshoot their own issues. But we have support and options for them if they need a little extra assistance, whether it be our resources in Oracle support, our resources within our Oracle documentation, the books, the new releases, the functionality, the free training on Oracle University, but also paid training, paid subscriptions as well. There's just a number of different courses that are out there available to them. We also have options, right? Oracle guided learning, of which we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about, because that is something that is really innovative and helps our customers adopt their new applications from a post-go live perspective. So if you think about the old way of doing job aids, right, those would get stale if you went through your process documentation. New innovation happens, you have to update those all the time. So we really embedded that within our applications. So you can do step-by-step guidance in the application. So if you're doing an expense report, you can step-by-step through those processes. That really helps users be able to follow those transactions easily without the support of an internal support team. So that is something that when our customers implement Oracle guided learning, they really eliminate a lot of some of those easy how-to questions. And one more thing finally is we also assign Oracle customer success managers to our accounts, not only throughout implementation to do their plan, help them prepare their go live plan, but also do regular checks in with them to make sure that they have a plan post go live to continue to adopt features. They're really getting the best use out of their applications, and provide them kind of the roadmap and help them find the resources that they need from a post go live perspective.
Yeah. Thank you, Jacqueline. So, it's in contrast with, again, the traditional model of post-go live support where you get a 1-800 number to call
Yeah.
after the big event happens. I think, your partner ecosystem plays a big role in the implementation and post-go live support. Can you talk a little bit about um, how the partner ecosystem is critical to your success, and how do you drive best-in-class solutions through your uh, partners that do the actual integration and the implementations?
Yeah, I'll take that one. So, we have a vast ecosystem, right, of implementation partners. Maybe I think very familiar with many of them, right?
Hmm.
We also have our own in-house Oracle consulting, but we also specifically have many SI partners that have extensive public sector expertise, right? So we work very closely with all these partners to ensure that we have a solid strategy to drive customer success, right? But in successful projects, we call it the three legs of the stool. It really requires the SI, Oracle, and the customer all working closely and collaboratively to drive positive progress throughout the implementation all the way to go live. And in addition to that, we also offer. I talked about Oracle Consulting a little bit, but when Oracle Consulting is not the prime SI, they also offer what we call advisory services. And this is basically Oracle Consulting comes in, reinforces that Oracle has skin in the game to ensure customer success through their implementation, and that we're driving toward a positive outcome. But Oracle Consulting will come in and work with the SI partner just to ensure that best practices are being followed, that they're conducting readiness review checks to ensure that the customer is ready to properly progress to the next phase of their implementation. And it's not babysitting by the systems integrator, but it's really done to ensure quality control and again to ensure that Oracle has full skin in the game, right? And then ultimately, it's going to result in a successful customer implementation. And I think, for our SI partners, there was, I don't want to say some reluctance initially, but over time, our SI partners have really embraced this partnership because they understand that this is a best practice and that everybody, involved is going to benefit from it. So, for our customers, I would say, when they're evaluating SIs, they should be there has to be trust. They should have a proven methodology with public sector expertise, and have folks that will work with them to really adapt best practices, right? And it's also, I think, important that they have a very strong approach to change management. And all of the data migration and everything else is all great, but if you don't have a proper change management strategy in place, then the customer is going to struggle with user adoption. So, anyways, but it's our job, right, at Oracle, to make sure that we're making recommendations on systems integrators to our customers, that we think are a good fit, that bring the expertise for their profile, whether it's a small or maybe medium or large government, maybe a state government, a special district, or for that matter, a K through 12 school district as well.
Can you give us some examples of how your ecosystem of partners and independent consultants has helped clients implement large-scale transformations faster and more effectively? Because an earlier point was, yeah, can you implement it over many years? How does the partner ecosystem help in doing this at scale and faster and more efficiently? A couple of examples, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think Nick, were you going to take that one?
I will. Yeah, I'll start, and then I think Jacquelyn was going to maybe talk about Missouri, but I'll reiterate something that Justin just said, and that is when you're working with third-party consultants, I think what really makes them successful is number one, they bring expertise not only in understanding our products and how to implement them, but they also understand the industry. And when you're looking at modern new business processes that come with our system compared to what most legacy applications provided, understanding that and how it is applied to have success, I think is critical. And that's why the third-party consultants, that's what they really bring, is the expertise of both of those things. Now, all that being said, it still comes with a proven methodology that makes it consumable for the organization, specifically around two things that Justin already mentioned, which is change management and a governance model that ensures that success. And we've done it with large and complex organizations, like I talked about before, all the way down to smaller entities that are still complex in their own way, but they're maybe not as complex as what a state might be. States are typically some of the largest and most complex. Biggest reason being is agencies transact in different ways. For example, a DOT does not operate the same as a Department of Education, which doesn't operate the same as a Department of Health and Human Service organization. So being able to accommodate and manage and provide capabilities to support what they need to do in their operations, but still abide by the controls at a state level is extremely important. So I'll turn it over to Jacquelyn if you want to give a specific example around one of our states.
Yeah, sure. And the deputy CIO from the state of Missouri was actually on one of my panels last week at Cloud World. But, as Nick mentioned, big project, right? And a lot of different departments, agencies are going into one system. So what she talked about is having a strong governance structure and having a process to make decisions. And the customers that do the most preparation of their data, understand their processes, figure out what they can change and what they can't change, and focus on the outcomes and the goals that they want to achieve are, of course, going to be the most successful. It really does take a partnership. We want to be there to support all of our customers and make sure we're delivering the technology tools, the resources available to them. The customer and the implementation partner are really working together closely to reimagine their business processes and figure out how it fits. Now, customers that struggle and get caught up in how they've been doing things in the past, and we've always heard that, right? And get caught up, not focused on what they're trying to achieve, but how they achieve it is where we see the most struggle. Now, Missouri has been willing to really look at their processes, work with their implementation partner, but also even our development team is involved in that project because we may need to help them reimagine their processes using our best practice approach within Oracle. There are some new enhancements that are going into the product that's going to benefit our entire public sector ecosystem of customers. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to collaboration, communication, and working together successfully. And even Paula mentioned laughing, laughing during the implementation, having a good time. Don't take it too serious because you're setting the foundation that you're going to grow on. And you want to have that positive mindset going into a project because it is a challenging process, but so rewarding because you really get to set the stage for what your government is going to look like in the future.
Well, thank you. And I liken implementations to building a new school or a sheriff's office or justice center. It's the same risk profile. You're going to spend the same money, and most people don't see it that way. It's sort of seen like a software project. How hard can it be?
Yeah.
But prep and thinking about business practices and the outcomes you need is critical.
One thing that we haven't talked about is Oracle's ability to extend our applications too. So we do always, of course, advise customers to leverage the highly configurable nature of our product and work towards eliminating third parties and eliminating integrations because that causes complexity. But since we are a technology and an applications company, We do offer options that when, the more complex customers run into requirements that they can't give up on their legacy process or something can't change. We do have a number of different options where customers can build extensions and make the look and feel look the same within the Oracle Cloud application. So to the user, they don't even know that they are going to an extension. It's all seamless from their perspective too.
That's great. So I want to close this session off, with a final question on trends and what the future holds. What are you guys most excited about in the next 5 years, and how's Oracle positioning itself? You don't have to reveal any secrets, but I want to know what excites Oracle about the future in the public sector.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Well, I mean, we spoke a lot, right, about
Yeah.
emerging technologies and specifically generative AI and how it's embedded, right, in our applications. And our public sector business is growing so fast that we really have the attention, right, of our product strategy and our development teams here internally at Oracle. And as Jacquelyn mentioned, our customers have the opportunity to voice their requests for additional functionality to be embedded in the product. And again, because we have the attention of our development folks, I think we have a great opportunity as we go forward and as generative AI becomes more and more mainstream to embed additional AI use cases directly into the product that the government will benefit from specifically, right? So and because of that investment that I talked about earlier, right, in cloud and research and development, our ability to innovate at speed, we feel like we're just scratching the surface right now of what we can do with Gen AI. So I think over the next 5 years, you're going to see many additional capabilities that are going to allow our customers to continue to automate, to continue to streamline their business operations and drive positive outcomes and gain value from our solutions. And it's just really exciting to see our customers on this journey as they continue to uptake these capabilities and really have success with the solutions that we're bringing to the market.
Well, that's a great point to end this discussion on. I want to thank each of you, Justin, Jacquelyn, and Nick, for joining us. We should do this again. I'm sure there's a part two somewhere. But really, I appreciate your time, and I hope to run into you guys at some conference again or meet specifically somewhere. But we're live every week on Wednesdays, and come see me at ICMA. I speak on Monday on AI and machine learning applications in the public sector, and all of our content is available on our website. So again, thank you for joining us, and hope